Complaining is a destructive addiction, an invisible poison that paralyzes people's financial lives. Have you ever noticed that chronic complainers rarely make progress? There's a simple reason for this, though few are willing to face it. Complaining is a behavioral addiction disguised as venting, or even as something good. Behind the mindset of "I have every right to complain" lies a powerful form of ingratitude toward reality, a denial of the natural order of things. Those who make complaining a constant habit reveal, in practice, a childish resistance to accepting that the world will not bend to their whims. Even worse, the chronic complainer rarely suffers alone. There's an unspoken, almost merciless law that makes complainers gravitate toward each other. They're like failure magnets, forming emotional ghettos where everyone complains about the same things, feels the same pains, and yet, paradoxically, reinforces the vicious cycle of stagnation. In these groups, truth and responsibility are replaced by whining and blaming others. It becomes a brotherhood of complacency. But why does this happen? Because complaining, contrary to popular belief, isn't neutral. It consumes time and energy. And whoever directs their energy toward complaining automatically stops investing that power in observing reality with a clear mind, accepting challenges, and building the solutions that could move their life forward. Chronic complaining is actually a form of frustrated narcissism. The anger isn't directed at the world. It's directed at the fact that the world doesn't obey one's personal desires. The complainer is arrogant but imagines they are a victim. And arrogance is the mother of all vices. Complaining is a badge of wounded omnipotence. It's the typical reaction of someone confronted with harsh reality who, instead of seeking a solution, stomps their foot like a child in front of a broken toy. When this behavior isn't corrected, it undermines any chance of financial growth. Why? Because the real world doesn't respond to whining. The market rewards action takers, problem solvers, overcomers. There are no rewards for those who spend their days complaining about taxes, bosses, clients, the government, or inflation. They may be right in their complaints, but they'll die clinging to them, blind to the fact that life continues to reward those who choose to act despite adversity. The first step to escaping this trap is to understand that every problem the world throws at you is actually a call to action, a silent invitation to step up as a problem solver. Complaining only delays this call and wastes precious time in the theater of victimhood. Every time you catch yourself complaining, you're standing at a silent fork in the road. You can follow the familiar path of empty complaint, or take the less comfortable road of resolute action. Most, out of habit, choose the first. But the minority who choose the second stand out quickly, because the world has a shortage of problem solvers and an excess of complainers. This is the great untold secret in the world of business, investing, and personal finance. Problem solvers accumulate capital, not just financial capital, but also social, intellectual, and even emotional capital. By focusing on solutions, you sharpen your awareness, build resilience against frustration, and most importantly, stand out in any environment. Few are willing to face problems. That's why those who do tend to become indispensable, both in and out of the market. Understand this: complaining requires no skill. Anyone can do it. But solving problems demands discipline, learning, humility to listen to reality, courage to make tough decisions, and often personal sacrifice. In the financial realm, the complaint addiction reveals itself in phrases like, "I can't earn more because the market is unfair." "No one values my work." Notice how these all share something in common. They outsource responsibility and frame the complainer as a hostage to external forces. Now look at those who replace those phrases with questions like, "What can I learn to increase my income? How do I protect myself from inflation? What skills does the market value that I haven't mastered yet? How can I start investing abroad?" They're already operating in solution mode. And what's most interesting? Even without having all the answers up front, the simple act of taking on the role of a problem solver improves the quality of their actions, and thus, their results. Throughout history, the great creators of wealth, whether entrepreneurs, investors, or workers who grew rich honestly, were those who spent little time complaining and a lot of time observing, acting, correcting mistakes, and persisting. They knew the world was imperfect. But instead of wasting energy lamenting, they used that energy to find loopholes, niches, and solutions the rest, too busy complaining, never saw. So, the next time the urge to complain creeps in, ask yourself, is this complaint bringing me closer to a solution, or further away? Are my complaints attracting more complainers or people focused on solving problems? This simple daily exercise will be your greatest ally in escaping the swamp of stagnation where career complainers live. Turn your complaints into fuel for action. You'll notice your financial and professional life responding differently the moment you stop acting like a powerless victim and start behaving like a responsible agent of change.